How you doing? This is Tactical Guardian 45 again with another review of another acquisition I picked up, another 1911. We're going to do a review on this little guy right here. Bam! The American Classic Commander. Well, as you may know, there's a couple of videos on YouTube about this particular weapon. First, let me safety check, make sure the gun is clear. Magazine out. Spent round is out. And physically check. Nothing in the magwell, nothing. Okay, we're clear. A lot of people have been having the problems with the ACT mags that originally came with this weapon. This is the first time I picked up a commander size 4.25 inch. I did experience some failure to feeds, and that's due to a breaking in period, I believe. Um, a lot of people have been complaining about the bullet nose diving into the magazine. Let me show you an ACT mag here. The bullet nose diving down. This one is not gonna nose dive down because I only got 3 rounds in here. But if you fully put it to the fullest capacity, there's a lot of people that have been complaining that the bullet nose dives in like that. These magazines, you have to break them in very well. Some people recommend carrying one less, which is 7. The tolerances on the spring is a little bit less, so it'll be able to feed better. Um, Cutting the spring is a real big mistake. Some people take it apart, cut the spring a little bit, and that releases the tension. But what's going to happen is over time, the magazines are going to be reliable anymore because you're going to break them in to where they should be, and then now you're going to have jamming problems because the spring is not strong enough to feed that bullet into the chamber. So I wouldn't recommend messing with these. Just keep them loaded, give them a good breaking in. Take it to the range, shoot the snot out of it, and they should work just fine. Because the bullet nose dives. I've seen people just push the bullet slow like that, and the bullet starts to nose dive. First of all, you know that's not how the pistol functions in the range. When you have this magazine inside and there's one in the chamber, and you fire, the force of the actual slide going back and coming forward, it's very it's very strong, and it'll push that bullet. It'll hit it hard enough where um it'll be able to make it fit and feed into the gun. Some people just slowly, I mean, push the bullet down and it makes it nose. Of course, it's gonna nosedive. It's under extreme amount of pressure in here. I mean, but if you go to the range and actual fire and let the gun do a cycle, the way it should, the bullet will feed, in there. Um, Guys, just before you go out bashing these mags, uh, just give them a good break in. Shoot them a lot. Keep them loaded. Don't cut the spring. You're really messing up the magazine unless you're a certified gunsmith and you know what the heck you're doing. I wouldn't recommend it. Um, I always go with Wilson Combat Mags. Not that there's anything wrong with the Act Mag, but I just switch them over to a highly better mag. These, of course, no issues, but I believe that the Act Mags are great mags. They just need to be broken in properly. Um, if you don't believe me, watch the Armory channel. He talks highly about these mags, so he knows what he's talking about. I believe that guy. So so these are great mags. Um, Also, when you guys are changing these grips, be very careful. These are the Magpul grips that came out on order them on eBay. Put them on, and they fit just fine. Went to fire. I was having failure to feed, failure to ejects, and all that stuff. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I I polished the heck out of my feed ramp. I I did everything, you know. Why is it doing it? And even with the Wilson Combat Mag, it was doing it. So I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? What happened was when I installed these grips, there was a little tiny piece up here that needed to be shaved off. The slide release wouldn't, it was engaged upwards just a bit, just a hair, which I couldn't even tell. It was just a hair. And that was causing, when the slide racked back, it was causing it to get caught. And it wouldn't, guys, this needs to be all the way down. So you do need to shave off any little thing that you do to this 1911 could mean failures to feed, failure to jam. Failure, so you got to be extremely careful. Do it right. If you're not sure how to mess with these guns, take it to a certified gunsmith. Um, they can get icky, really icky. Change the trigger out. This came with a black trigger. I changed it to an aluminum trigger. I couldn't get the screw off of the other one for the life of me. It was so rusted in there. That's another reason why I wanted to change the trigger right off the back. Also, when you get these, it comes saturated in some kind of transmission fluid. I don't know, it's oil. And the screw in there was just so rusted in there, I couldn't get it out. So I have to call Eagle Imports and get a spare screw. I don't know why they didn't send me one with this trigger, but I'm waiting for it. I dropped in the trigger. It's got the Magpul grips. This grip tape, guys, amazing. It just gives you a great grip on that gun. Again, eBay. You could get it at eBay as well. This gun, the barrel came blued. I polished it. Polished it up a little bit. I polished the feed ram, polished everything in the internals. And it's quite a reliable weapon. I tell you, for the money that you're paying for this weapon, I think is 100% reliable. It just needs a little bit of TLC. These things are not gonna come in. You know that's why they don't cost much. I mean, they're not gonna come highly polished like a Wilson Combat. They're not gonna come tweaked out, with a lighter trigger and with an adjustable trigger and with combat. You have to pretty much take it apart, give it a good clean, give it a good, polish the parts that you need to polish out. And once again, polishing, making it reliable. If you do not know how to take a 1911 apart, if you don't know the basics, at least the basics, take it to a gunsmith. I've seen people take it apart piece by piece, they put it back together again, and now when the safety was on and they squeezed that trigger, the safety came down and the hammer went forward, bang. That's a problem. So if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Safety first. Take it to a certified gunsmith. Take it to a gunsmith. Take it to a gunsmith. So yeah, it's a reliable weapon. I'm using a Kydex holster. Yeah, it's showing a little bit of wear, but what gun doesn't get any wear? Using a Kydex holster. It gives a character. I'm training with this weapon, so I mean, I do a lot of draws from the holster to the holster and stuff like that. But it's not a great amount of wear. It's just a little bit here, a little bit here, but nothing that a Decropan T4 can fix, or Birchwood Casey with the blue in solution. Just make sure that you use a little tiny Q-tip and you use light sandpaper, and it'll take off the scratches. No big deal. But just wanted to bring you this review and show you that these things, you can't buy these things for $400, $500. Take them out and put them right in your holster and start carrying them around, like for self-defense. You have to really break them in, make sure that everything's properly. If you're gonna change anything on the gun, make sure it's done properly. um the Ike mags are really good mags. I mean, they just need everything, like everything else, it just needs to be broken in. um be patient. you know you gotta you know polish the feed ramp. You have to make sure everything's just done properly. And as far as the nose diving, what mags don't nose dive? If I sat here and did it to this Wilson Combat mag, I mean, it's starting to nosedive already. Look, I mean, come on. I mean, that's not the way that a magazine is supposed to function inside of a gun if you're firing it. I mean, it's of course it's gonna nosedive every time. I mean, it's that spring is under extreme pressure. All right, guys. So I'm sorry I might get bashed for that and whatever whatnot, but I mean, magazines need to be broken in, properly. And I'm a high believer there's shitty mags out there, but I don't believe that the Act Mag is one of them. I mean, I believe that you guys need to give it a shot. Keep them loaded, break them in. If you need to carry one less, do whatever. But the Ag Mags are really good mags. All right. If you want to go aftermarket or get some other mags, these I've never went wrong with these. Wilson Combat. Okay. All right, guys, YouTuber. This is Tactical Guardian 45. I'm out.